Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to do lesson 8, and we are going to partition shapes and identify halves and quarters of circles and rectangles. All right, this is going to be fun. So the things that you're going to need are you should have a page like this that you can print out, and at the top it says circles and rectangles template 2. All right, what I want you to do is cut that page in half because we're going to use just this part first and then we'll use the other part. So you're going to need some scissors, your paper that looks like that you're going to cut in half. You might want to get someone to help you. And then you're going to need a page protector, or you could use a Ziploc bag if you don't have one of those. If you don't have either, then you can just use your paper and a pencil. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first, you'll also need a dry erase marker if you're using the page protector. All right. So I'm going to put the top part of the circle and the rectangle page into my page protector. All right. Now, this is just going to allow me to write on this and then be able to erase it and then write something else. Last night, my brother and I bought a small pizza to share. We agreed we would each eat half of the pizza, or one of 2 equal parts. My brother cut the pizza for us to share, and it looked like this. Why do you think I was mad? What's wrong with my brother's version of a fair shares? That's right, one piece is much bigger than the other piece. They are not cut into equal parts. If my brother and I are going to share the pizza fairly, we need to each have an equal part. To have one half of the pizza, the 2 parts need to be the same size. So on your personal whiteboard, which is what I'm calling this, I want you to draw a line to show how the pizza should have been cut. Go ahead and draw it. Dividing the pizza into 2 equal parts. Okay, now I'm going to do it, and then you check to see if yours looks like mine. To divide the pizza in half, or to make it 2 equal parts, it has to be divided right down the middle so that this side and this side are the same size. Is that what yours looks like? Good job. So now I can get one half of the pizza because each of the 2 parts is the same size. Now, sometimes we buy a Sicilian pizza. Have you ever had one of those? It's shaped like this. What shape is that? That's right, it's a rectangle. A Sicilian pizza is shaped like a rectangle. How can we cut this to be in 2 equal parts or 2 halves of the pizza? Go ahead and draw a line on yours to show how you would cut the rectangular pizza. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I would cut mine. Did you cut yours the same way I did mine? No? Did you cut yours like this? Okay. So this side and this side are the same size. That's 2 equal parts. So we cut that pizza in half. But guess what? If you did cut it this way, is this part the same size as this part? Yes, it is. So there's two ways that we could cut this pizza in half. We could do it up and down or from side to side. We just need two equal parts. There's one more way that we could divide this pizza in half. What if I cut it like this? I cut it from one corner to the other corner with a diagonal line. Is this side the same size as this side? Yes, it is. So that's also two equal parts. All right, so we could cut it across, which is horizontally. We could cut it up and down, which is vertically, or we could cut it from corner to corner, which is diagonally. So either way we do that, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, will my brother get the same amount of pizza that I get? That didn't look right. Let me scoot it over a little bit. Yes, he will. We will each have half of the pizza, or we cut it into two equal parts. Okay, so we found 3 different ways to cut the pizza into halves. That's awesome. All right, I need your help because sometimes our mom and dad eat with us. So how can we share that rectangular pizza equally among all 4 of us? Now we have 4 people that we need to equally divide this pizza for so that each person gets the same size piece. Let's think about that. Did you say I need to cut it into 4 pieces? And the pieces need to be the same size? Did you say I could just cut it once vertically and cut it another time horizontally? Does that give us 4 equal parts? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and they're all the same size. So dividing it once up and down and once across gives us 4 equal parts. Good job. Did I hear one of you say that you cut it in pieces like this? Did you make 3 cuts? Where now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are all the same size? Good job. So another way that we could do it is to cut it one time right down the middle and then cut this piece in half and this piece in half. And now we have 4 equal parts. Sometimes it's easier to make equal parts by cutting them in particular ways. Can the circle and the rectangle both be cut into 4 equal parts or fourths? Sometimes we call it fourths and sometimes we call it quarters. 4 equal parts. So if there are 4 people sharing this round pizza, could we cut it into 4 equal parts or fourths? What if we cut it down the middle this way, and then we cut it down the middle across the middle this way? Do we have 4 equal parts now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we have 4 equal parts or fourths. We cut the pizza into fourths. Sometimes we call that quarters. So if 4 people were sharing this round pizza, they would each have the same amount to eat if we cut it in fourths. Okay, so if there are 2 people sharing the pizza, we need the whole pizza to be cut in what? 2 pieces or halves, right? If 2 people are sharing the whole pizza, we're going to cut it in halves. So this is 1/2 and this is 1/2. If we have 4 people sharing the pizza, we're going to cut it in fourths. So this is 1/4 and this is 1/4, this is 1/4 and this is 1/4. Or we could say this is 1/4 of the pizza, this is 1/4 of the pizza, this is 1/4 of the pizza, and this is 1/4 of the pizza. Okay, now I want you to look at this page. I want you to look at this right here. Look at this shape. This shape is called a quarter circle. Let me see if I can make it show it better. There we go. This shape is called a quarter circle because it is 1/4 of a whole circle. That's right. It comes from a whole circle that got cut into fourths or quarters. It comes from a circle cut into 4 equal parts. If you put it together with 3 other pieces that are the same size, you would get a whole circle. So 4 quarters make 1 whole. If this shape is called a quarter circle, what do you think this shape is called? That's right, a half circle. How did you know that? Tell your learning partner how you knew. That's right, it comes from a whole circle that got cut in half. It comes from a circle cut into 2 parts. If you put it together with another piece that's the same size, you would get a whole circle. 2 halves make 1 whole. Great job, guys. You are great listeners and you followed along and you thought. You used your thinking skills. Okay, now we are going to use the other half of our page. We're going to put it in our page protector or Ziploc bag or whatever you have to make your personal whiteboard. Clean off our board from the lines that we drew. And we are going to look at this part of the page. Let's look at these shapes. We have some circles and some rectangles. And what I want you to do is divide the shapes in halves. So if we look at this big rectangle right here and we want to divide it in half, what could we do? Yes, we could draw a line straight across the middle so that we have 2 halves that are the same size. There's one more way we could do it. We could draw our line this way and divide it in half from the top to the bottom. All right. A little bit harder to make a straight line that way, so I'm going to put it back this way, but you could do it either way. All right, so now what I want you to do is go ahead and draw lines to divide each shape into equal parts. So you're going to divide it into 2 equal parts. So you're going to divide it in halves. Now remember how important it is to have equal parts no matter which way the shape is divided. So you can go ahead and draw your lines to divide each one of these shapes into halves. When you're finished, you can start the video again. Okay, now I want you to compare your paper with my paper. Did you divide your shapes in half? You remember you could use a horizontal line from side to side or a vertical line going from top to bottom. As long as you had the same size pieces, 2 equal parts. Look, I even used a diagonal line right here to cut this square into 2 equal parts. So you can do a diagonal line, a vertical line, or a horizontal line, as long as you have 2 parts that are the same size. All right, great job. Now let's erase. And this time we are going to practice dividing these shapes into fourths. So we need 4 equal parts. So I'll start with this one right here, like we did before, and I'm going to divide it across the middle here and across the middle here, so that I have 4 parts that are the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I divided that big rectangle into fourths. Now let's try the square. We'll divide it in half this way, and then we'll divide it in half this way. And now we have divided it into fourths. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. All right, let's do one circle together because I don't want that to get tricky. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. One line dividing it in half this way, and one line dividing it in half this way makes 4 equal parts or fourths. All right, you can stop the video and go ahead and finish yours, and then you can come back. We'll come back together and look at them at mine. Okay, did you get them all divided into fourths? 4 equal parts? Okay, look at mine for just a minute. Do you see anything different about mine than yours? Let's see, do I have 4 equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all the same size. So yes. 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all the same size. Now look at this one. It looks a little different because my pieces are cut into what shape? That's right, triangles. But there are 4 of them and they are all the same size, so they are cut into fourths. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal parts, that's fourths. Now on this one, I did diagonal lines, but I cut them into 4 equal parts. And they're all what shape? That's right, triangles, just like that one. All right, and then our circle, 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And the smaller circle, 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of these shapes has been divided into fourths. There are 4 equal pieces. So we call those fourths, or we might call them quarters. Okay, guys, y'all did a great job today. Now you'll have a practice page to work on in your Google Classroom. Thanks for being such hard workers.